Good day, everyone. I'm very happy to see you all join this session of the Big Push Bootcamp. Today, we are going to look at the next section of the copywriting course, right? With the first one, we started with the intro, we started with the whole mindset around copywriting and all that. Yeah, so today we are going to look at the major concepts behind copywriting, and then in our next lesson, we are going to do a practical session, right? Good. So, once again, this training is being organized by God Academy. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to do so. This is a way to support the value we are giving to you for free as well. Good. So, thank you very much for that. Please do that now. Good. So, in our previous lesson, we had a conversation, right? We learned what copywriting is and then where copywriting lives. We also learned about the copywriting mindsets, right? Good. So today we are going to look at the first thing we are going to talk about is the attention economy. Good. So one thing you need to know about social media is that people really have a short attention span. So whenever you are creating content, especially when it's a textual content, you have to create it in such a way that it's going to grab attention and it's going to make the reader, you are going to hook the reader or your audience to read the content from top to bottom, right? And that's the whole purpose of this techniques you are going to learn about copywriting. Good. So let's take note of that. The average attention span is about 8.25 seconds, and you can see it's very short, right? And people scroll about 300 feet of content daily. So your content has or your copy has 2 to 3 seconds to hook, or you lose your audience forever. Good. So most of the time, a lot of people create content, post on LinkedIn, write email copy and all that, and they don't get read. Right? It's just because they don't have these techniques in mind. So this is a very important concept, and you have to pay attention to it. Good. So let's look at the 4 psychological triggers that grab attention. The first one is pattern interruption. Second one is self-interest. The third one is curiosity gap, and the fourth one is emotional or emotion before logic. Right. Good. So first, let's handle the pattern interruption. Good. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that how can we break expected patterns in the reader's scroll? You get it? Good. So you know that the thing is people are scrolling. So you need to write a content or you need to create content that will stop them from scrolling, hook them on your content for them to read. You get it? Good. So assuming you are a fitness coach, you talk about bodybuilding, trainings, and all that. Now, the people following you, that's why you have to create a niche so that when you roll out content, people would follow you based on that. You get it? So let's say majority of the people following you are people interested in fitness fitness content, right? Good. So what happens is that when they are scrolling, right? When they are scrolling and they see content that they are not really interested in, they will definitely scroll past it. You get it? So as a fitness coach, how do you create your content such that when your audience are scrolling, they would stop scrolling and read your content? So look at this example. This is a hook you can use. So the hook is more like the first line as part of your content. So stop trying to lose weight. You get it? Good. So when you say stop trying to lose weight, definitely if there are people who are trying to build their body such that they are going to lose weight, they are definitely going to stop the scroll and read your content. You get it? So use unexpected words, formats, or angles. That's pattern interruption. Now the next one is self-interest. That is WIIFM. What's in it for me? So humans are naturally self-focused. Trust me. I am a kind of person that I love reading AI content. So definitely if I see someone creating content on AI, on LinkedIn, on X, or you send me a newsletter containing AI knowledge, I'll definitely read it. You get it? So what you have to do is lead with their problem, not your solution. You get it? So the thing is, whenever you create content, you have to speak to your audience. Do you get it? So you start with their problem. So the formula, The formula is you plus their pain. Their pain is basically their problem or their desire plus the promise. You get it? So let's say you are struggling to understand AI. This is how to solve that problem. So I'm using this formula, you plus your problem plus the promise. Do you get it? So someone will ask, what's in this content? What in this content would benefit me? You get it? So definitely, are you struggling to understand AI? Yes. What's in it for me? Good. I'll be able to understand this. I'll be able to understand AI after reading this content. Did you get the whole thing? So this is one way to also stop people from scrolling, or this is one way to grab people's attention. Now the next one is curiosity gap. Now, whenever you create a content, you see, human beings are very curious. They want to know what's happening. So what you do is that you build a form of suspense around the content. So you create space between what they know and what they want to know, right? And you don't reveal everything up front. So what happens is that this gap creates psychological tension that they must resolve in their mind. So it stops them for them to read your content. You get it? Good. So this curiosity gap, I once used it in one of my LinkedIn posts. And then the title was most people think they're long hyphen. You see, when you see long hyphen in content, people feel it's AI generated. But the thing is that from the olden days, right, people were using their long hyphen in their content. But then AI has made it very common such that as soon as someone sees it, they feel like in their content, they feel like it's AI generated. So what I did was I used a curiosity gap. I created a space between what they know, right? They feel like when you see the long hyphen in content, it means it's AI generated, right? And then what they wanted to know. So I got a lot of people reading. I had about getting to 60,000 people, 60,000 members reached, right? Yeah, which is, I mean, it's a good figure because as at the time I'm recording this video, I'm just way below, or I'm just about reaching 5,000 followers on LinkedIn, right? So it's good. You get it. Good. So, yeah. So that's the curiosity gap. And we also know the emotion before logic. So with this one, let's look at this in the business point of view, right? People buy on emotion, right? So people buy on emotion and you justify with logic. So there's one thing called FOMO, fear of missing out. So we'll get there, don't worry. So fear, desire, anger, hope are stronger than facts. You get it? Now, emotional response time is 0.25 seconds and logical response is about 2 plus seconds. So what happens is that if emotional response time is 0.25 seconds and then we have attention span to be 8.25 seconds, which means emotional response time is way below the average attention time span. You get it? So you are definitely going to hook people more based on their emotions. You get it? Good. So that is it for now. Right, good. Now, these are the brain's three decision centers. You have to know this. The first one is the repetitive brain. The second one is the limbic brain, and then the third one is the neocortex. Now, see, I'm teaching you all this because you have to know how the brain works so that when you create content, you understand all the psychological triggers to make sure you hook people to read your content. You get it? Good. So let's look at the reptilian brain. So the reptilian brain responds to fear, food, reproduction, safety. You get it? So the psychological trigger for a reptilian brain is more like something like this: protect yourself from. Do you get it? Protect yourself from. You see, people are actually scared when it comes to when their security is compromised. You get it? When they get to a point where security is not a priority. So when, let's say, you have, let's say, people traveling from Ghana to let's say the United States to join the Black Stars team to fight for the World Cup, right? Now, definitely there are some people, and maybe some people are scared that things will get lost and all that. when you create content around that and you be like, protect yourself from being so and so when you get to the United States for the World Cup, a lot of people are going to read your content. Do you get it? So that is one trigger. The next one is the limbic brain. So the limbic brain is emotion. So response to belonging, status, love, or validation. So with this one, you can say something like join 10,000 people who, you get it. So usually I use this form of trigger when I'm rolling out a copy for my skills training. You get it. So what happens is that if I organized cohort 1 and I have about 500 people joining, in cohort 2 I'll say join 500 plus students who have join 500 plus students who took this course in cohort 1, right, and have made so and so progress. You get it? Or you can say join 300 plus students who have gained internship opportunities from our digital skills training. Yes, so this is the limbic brain. And we also have neocortex. So the neocortex is a response to facts, data, and reasoning. So you can say something like, here's why this works. Do you get it? Good. So I gave a winning formula here. So you first hook with emotion, then you build with logic, then you close with what? Agency. So this is what you can do. The limbic brain is emotions, right? So when you are starting a copy, you can grab attention with this one, then you move on to the neocortex one, like you give the facts, you get it, and now you can end with the reptilian brain tactics. That's agency, right? Good. So that was just by the way, we've been able to tackle the sit concept. Now the next one is one of the most interesting concepts under copywriting. Yes, and if you really understand this, most people are going to read your content, trust me. And it's known as headlines that convert. Have you realized that there are certain YouTube videos that really grab your attention? You read the headline, realize that wow, this is a very solid video. You can just predict it from the headline, right? You can just, the title of the YouTube video, you can just look at it and you'll be like, wow, this grabbed my attention. You tap on it, and sometimes when you even watch it, it's not any serious thing, right? These are some of the techniques that people are using to grab attention so that people would, or your audience would, watch your video. Okay, so you see how copywriting is applied almost everywhere. And now let's look at something. We are going to have the headline analyzer methodology. Now, before you create any headline, do these tests. The first one is the clarity test, the curiosity test, the specificity test, and then the emotion test. Good. So you ask yourself, can a seventh grader understand it instantly? Or can a child understand this instantly? You have to make things simple. You see, people feel like other people are very smart, so they want to create complex content. No, even if it's complex, dump it down, make it simple to understand. And that is the way you can grab attention. You get it? Good. Now, one other thing you also have to do is a curiosity test. Does it create a gap they must fill? I explained the curiosity gap here, so I believe you all understand it. Then the specificity, numbers, details, and concrete promises. You can link that to the neocortex, right? Where you bring in the facts, data, and reasoning. You get it? Good. And then the emotion. Does it trigger a feeling? Does it trigger a feeling? You have to do all these things before you come up with a very good headline. You get it? So let's say if you want an AI system to create a good headline for you, you can give it these methodologies so that it can come up with a very good headline for you. Right? Good. So first, we are going to look at some templates, right? When it comes to the best headlines that have been used and have produced very good results, right? So we are going to take them one by one. We have about 7 templates here, right? For headlines that convert. The first one is numbers. So why this works? The brain loves specificity plus promises. They're just for, yeah, yes, promises digestible content. You get it? Good. So this is the formula you can use. The number plus an adjective plus the promise plus the time frame. You get it? So you have to know this formula. You have to know this formula. Now, you mostly use this formula when you are creating list posts. So let's say you are creating a content on LinkedIn or X, formerly Twitter, which requires you to bring in lists. So let's say bulleted points or numbered points. You get it? Or let's say how to do something. So how to guides or resource roundups. Right? This when you have a situation like this, you can use this template, the numbers framework. Right? Good. So let's look at an example. This one is 3 simple tricks to 10x your sales. So this is a business example. 127 ways to make money online in 2024. So if people are following you because you create content on how to make money, you are definitely going to grab their attention with this headline. So assuming you attach this as a title to your YouTube video, you are really going to get a lot of people watching the video. 127 ways to make money online in 2026. You get it? So you started with a number. So this is the number. And then the adjective. You get it? And then the promise and the time frame. So let's look at this. Not all of them follow the exact formula, right? But then let's analyze it. Here we have a number, right? So yeah, so you have the number. So you have the number. Here you have the adjective, simple adjective. You have the promise. So to 10x your sales. But we don't really have a timeline here. You get it? Yes. And then with this one, so this one you can make it something like, for you to follow the complete formula, you can make it something like 7 days to a flatter stomach. So 7 days to a flatter stomach. You can add a time frame. So the time frame here, you see, it's not really following the exact formula, but then we have elements of the formula in it. So we have a number, and then if you combine the 7 and the days, it makes it the time frame. You get it? And then it has the promise, flatter stomach, although it doesn't really have the adjective. You get it? Yes, but this is basically the formula to use. Right. So now we also have another template which is used for like questions. You get it? So the psychological trigger we are creating here is sometimes when you roll out questions, even if it's rhetorical question, our brain is triggered to kind of give a response. That is how the brain works. You get it? So what you do is that the formula is the qualifying question plus the desired outcome. So you use this for consultative selling, educational content, or problem awareness stage. So let's look at an example. Are you making these mistakes in English? You get it? Are you making, so you see, when you use this as a headline to your content, when people see this content, they'll be like, what kind of mistakes am I making in my English language? You get it? So you even kind of create a curiosity gap. Do you get it? Good. Now, with the ones in the brackets, they are, I mean, it's either the industry being used in or someone who has used it before. Yeah. So the next one is, do you make these mistakes in social situations? What's stopping you from earning $10K per month? So this is business coaching. Is your retirement portfolio ready for 2025? Is your CV ready for 2025? You get it? Good. So look at this thing very well. What's stopping you from earning $10,000 per month? So you see, what's stopping you is the qualifying question, and the desired outcome is $10,000 per month. You get it? Good. So this is an example of the question formula you can use. You get it? Now, I have some professional tips here for you. Use you, not people. You see, the thing is that you are speaking directly to your audience. So when they are reading it, they feel it's personalized. You get it? Good. Make it personal. You get it? So there's one trigger, right, which is the ego trigger. You see, humans have ego. So if you try and make it look like they are thinking a bit in the wrong direction, it triggers their ego and they would want to read the content. You get it? So you can create a content like, what if I told you whatever you learned in college is useless? You feel like it triggers your ego and be like, I spent 4 years in college and are telling me whatever I did is useless. At that point, I've triggered your ego and I would convert you to read the content. Do you get the whole thing? Good. So this is the second template. The third one is how to. So the how to template is usually used for educational content, tutorials, case studies, or solution aware buyers. So let's look at the formula. The formula is how to, then you bring in the desire you want to achieve, right? Without, common obstacle, or let's say the fear. You get it? So let's look at some real examples that have worked. So how to win friends and influence people. This is a book which was written by Dale Carnegie and it sold for more than 30 million plus copies. You get it? So how to win friends. So this is what we want to achieve. Win friends. So how to win friends. You get it? And what? Influence people. There's one example. Now, how to lose weight without starving yourself. So this particular example follows the complete formula. How to, the thing we want to achieve is what? Lose weight. And then the fear is what? Starving yourself. You see, people feel like when they want to lose weight, they have to starve themselves. You get it? Good. So how to lose weight without starving yourself. You get it? Good. So there are a whole lot of variations. How I, then you bring results in time without this. So how I 10x my sales in 5 days without breaking the bank. Do you get it? Good. So when you understand these formulas, you can even create headlines on the go. You will not even sit down to be thinking a whole, no, you get it. So when you have the formula, things becomes very simple. You get it? So how to get your dream job without connections. Like, when you put a headline like this, you are definitely going to grab the attention of most students or most job seekers to read the content. How to get your dream job without connections. You get it? Good. So that's the how to template. The fourth one is the negative angle. So the negative angle. Now, we usually use the negative angle for breaking false beliefs, contrarian positioning, problem agitation stage, right? So I'll explain that in detail for you. Now, there's a theory called the prospect theory, which says that fear of loss is 2.5 times stronger than the desire for gain. You see, humans are really scared of losing what they have. Do you get it? Good. So that is what we are actually doing. So the formula is, you can use this word: stop, avoid, or let's say never. Then you bring in the wrong thing they are doing. Then you can bring that, then the negative consequence. You get it? So let's look at real examples that made millions. Stop doing these 5 things that are killing your marriage. So this for relationship coaching, right? Let's look at this. Never pay for dash again. So never pay for sales, never pay for sales up again. You get it? So you are coming from the negative angle. Now let's look at this example very well. Let's look at this example very well. Stop doing these 5 things that are killing your marriage. So we use the stop word, and then wrong thing they are doing. So stop doing these five things that are killing your what? Your marriage. So that is here, and the negative consequence, killing your marriage. You get it? Yeah. So you can, I mean, there are negative power words like avoid, stop, killing, sabotaging, etc. You can use. You get it? And let's say why everything you know about, then here you can bring in the topic is wrong. So what if I told you I start a content with why everything you know about religion is wrong? There's a contrarian angle, and it's going to, in fact, stop you to read the content. You get it? Good. Now, we have the fit template, which is the benefit driven side of things. You see, I once mentioned that as part of the psychological triggers, right? We have the self interest side, which is the WIIFM. What's in it for me? You get it? People are looking for you to solve their problems. So, if you create a content which is benefit driven, you get them to read the content due to the self interest or the WIIFM psychological trigger. You get it? Good. So the formula is get specific benefits. So this is it in time frame, or you can say without effort, right? So let's look at an example. These are headlines that made millions. Trust me. And I've gathered them and I've made this whole analysis so that you can easily understand them. Right. Good. So double your income while working half the time. So this one is more like this book. The book is called the 4 Hour Work Week. The 4 Hour Work Week Positioning. Yes. And then this one was used in language learning. Learn Spanish in 30 days or your money back. So, I mean, they are trying to tell you that you can learn Spanish in 30 days, or if you are not able, they'll pay your money back. You get it? Get 6 pack apps in 6 weeks. So the specific benefit is that you are going to get 6 pack apps, and the time frame is what? 6 weeks. You get it? Now, the last example is clear skin in 14 days, guaranteed. So the specific benefit is clear skin. The time frame is what? 14 days. You get the whole thing. Good. So these are some of the things you can do to enhance the formula. You have to add time specificity. Is it in 2 days? Is it in five weeks? Add it. Add effort reduction. So without gym or without stress. You get the whole thing. And then add guarantee. So guarantee, we use 1 year or your money back, where you can get payback. Yeah, paid back. And then you can even add social proof. You get it? Like 10,000 orders. You get it? Yeah. So you can even use this one here. Double your income while working half the time, like 10,000 orders. So it shows that you've actually taught people how to do, we've actually taught 10,000 people how to do this. So definitely, if you join, you can also learn to double your income while working half the time. You get it? So this is the benefits driven template for that particular headline we were talking about. Now the curiosity gap. You see, curiosity has appeared here again. In fact, we spoke about it under the psychological trigger, right? Yeah. So the curiosity gap, you use this for content marketing, storytelling, and building engagement. But see, this is a warning for everyone. You must deliver on the promise, or you will lose your trust forever. Sometimes people create headlines that are very catchy, and at the end of the day, they don't deliver what they wanted to talk about. When you do that, you are going to lose your trust. Yes. So the formula you can use is the intriguing setup plus unexpected twist plus withhold key detail. Get it? Yeah. So you quite remember I spoke about the fact that when you create a curiosity gap, it creates information void brain. Creates information void brain must fill. Yeah. So this is known as the Zeigarnik effect. Yeah. So let's look at some real examples that made millions. They loved when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, I'm coming. One simple trick that specific group don't want you to know. So you can, with this particular example, you can make it one simple trick that millionaires don't want you to know. So it creates this curiosity gap. Like it's it tells you that so the millionaires have some secrets they are not sharing. So once this curiosity gap is created in your mind, you are definitely going to, your brain is definitely going to be forced to fill it. And that is when you get hooked to read the content. Good. Yes. So there are some examples. These are some examples that you can check out later. And then social proof. Social proof. Now, you usually use the social proof headline when you have competitive markets. So let's say you have a business and the business space is very saturated. You have a lot of competitors, right? You can use the social proof headline formula to make it work, right? Good. Now you can also use it for trust building. You can use this formula to this headline to build trust, right? And you can even use this for established products. So let's look at the formula. The formula is number of target audience, use method, to results. You get it? Good. So let's look at the example. Join 2 million people who lost weight this way. You get it? So you have the number. For here, the target audience is implied. Join 2 million people who lost weight. So who lost weight are people who lost weight are, I mean, definitely people who are interested in reading content about fitness. You get it? Yeah. So that's your target audience. Get it? And then a method this way. So the investment strategy 500 millionaires use. So you have the number, which is 500. Here the target audience is implied. Definitely people who are interested in investments, reading content about investment. You get it? The investment strategy 500 millionaires use. You get it? So this is more like a social proof. You get it? Good. Now, these are some of the social proof variations. As for the numbers, I've already spoken about it. Right? Look at this example. The email to 100,000 entrepreneurs swear by. So that's the numbers game. Now, you can add authority as seen on Forbes. You get it? So people, it builds this trust that, well, it has been featured on Forbes. So definitely is an authentic post. You get it? And then you can add a celebrity used by. Then you can add a famous person. And then the wisdom of crowds, most popular, and you can even add certifications like the certifications method, award winning. Good. So at this point, we've been able to discuss the attention economy and headlines that convert. This file will be shared with you so you can look at certain keywords that you can use for the various emotional categories: desire, fear, curiosity, ease, trust, results. You can look at these keywords and feature them in your headlines, right? Good. Now, one of the things that we'll be doing later on is A/B testing principles for headlines. Once you are done creating our headlines, you are going to run them on these tests. You get it? Yeah. So later on, when we start doing the practicals, we would apply this. Right. Good, 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 good. So now, on our next meeting, we are going to look at the copywriting frameworks. We are going to look at the IDA framework, the PASS framework, the BAP framework, the FAB framework, the PASTA framework, the 4Ps framework. There are a whole lot of frameworks, but then I just want you guys to understand the whole point of frameworks when it comes to copywriting and how we can apply them. Right. So this brings us to the end of today's session on copywriting. I hope to see you in the next session where we'll dive deeper in to copywriting frameworks. Until then, take care.